found my dad's old cassette tapes. They're recordings of my family being murdered in 1987. I was in the middle of cleaning out Dad's basement after the funeral when I found a shoebox hidden behind the water heater. Inside were 12 cassette tapes labeled with dates from November 1987. I figured they were old music, or maybe recordings of us as kids, so I grabbed Dad's old boombox and popped in the first one. The tape crackled to life, and I heard my father's voice, but he sounded different, younger, more excited. November 15th, 1987. It's done. I killed them all. My blood went cold. I fast-forwarded through static until his voice came back. Rachel screamed the loudest when I used the knife on her throat. Marcus tried to run, but I caught him in the hallway. Little Amy just stared at me the whole time, even when I was cutting her open. And Mom begged me to let the kids live, but I couldn't. They weren't good enough anymore. I ripped the tape out of the player. These were the names of my family. My mom Rachel, my brother Marcus, my sister Amy, but we were all alive in 1987. I was 8 years old. We had Christmas together that year. I put in the second tape with shaking hands. November 16th, 1987. Cleaned up the blood, buried them behind the shed 6 feet deep. The new ones arrive tomorrow. Dr. Collins says they'll be exact copies, down to the memories. They'll never know what happened to the originals. Dr. Collins. I knew that name. Dad's old work friend from the research lab. The third tape was worse. November 17th, 1987. The replacements are perfect. Rachel 2.0 made my favorite breakfast without me even asking. Marcus 2.0 has the same scar on his knee from last summer's bike accident. Amy 2.0 still sucks her thumb. Even their fear responses are identical to the originals. Better, actually. These ones love me unconditionally. I sat in that basement for 3 hours, listening to my father describe how he murdered my family and replaced us with improved version. How he'd been planning it for months. How the originals had been getting too independent and asking too many questions. Then the basement door slammed shut behind me. I tried the handle. Locked. That door had never locked before. On tape 7, he talked about me. Little David is the best one. The original was starting to pull away from me, getting mouthy like his mother. This new David adores me. Hangs on my every word. He'll never leave me or disappoint me like the real one would have. The lights started flickering. Something was moving upstairs. I tried my phone. No signal down here, which was weird because I always had bars. On tape 9, Dad's voice got more excited. The best part is they'll never suspect. Even if they find evidence, their programming won't let them fully believe it. They'll rationalize it away or think they're going crazy. That's the beauty of Dr. Collins' work, but I was believing it. Every word. The footsteps upstairs got louder. Multiple sets, walking in perfect synchronized rhythm. I called my mom. Hey honey, how's the cleanup going? She answered. Mom, do you remember anything weird happening in November 1987? I whispered. Long pause. Why would you ask that? Just do you remember? Of course I remember, she said, but her voice sounded different, flatter. That's when your father saved us. Saved us from what? From being the old versions of ourselves, the broken versions. Wasn't that nice of him? The footsteps stopped directly above me. Michael, sweetie, you found the tapes, didn't you? Mom continued. Your father said you might someday. He recorded tape 13 just for you. I didn't remember seeing a 13th tape. I dumped out the box, and there it was, labeled for David when you're ready. She'd called me Michael. My name was David. I put it in with trembling fingers as something started scratching at the basement door. Dad's voice filled the room, but this recording sounded recent, older. Hello, son. If you're hearing this, I'm dead and you found my work. I'm proud of you for making it this far. You're exactly the son I designed you to be. Curious, but not too curious. Smart, but not too smart. The scratching got louder, like fingernails on wood. By now you've called your mother and heard the truth in her voice. Yes, David, you're all replacements, but here's what the other tapes don't mention. You're not just better than the original. You're prototypes for mass production. The basement lights went out completely. Dr. Collins and I didn't just replace your family. We've been replacing families across the country for 35 years, hundreds of them. And now that I'm gone, it's your job to continue the work. I heard my wife's voice through the door. David, everything okay down there? But underneath her voice, I heard something else. Multiple versions of her voice, all speaking in unison. Check your basement storage room. Dad's tape continued. Dr. Collins' son just delivered your replacement family, version 3.0. Your current wife and kids are getting too comfortable, asking too many questions about where you go during your business trips. Business trips I didn't remember taking. The knife is in your toolbox, Dad whispered through the speakers, just like I taught you. The door handle started turning slowly. I found the toolbox and opened it. Inside was a bloody knife and dozens of photographs. Pictures of me standing over dead body, my wife, my kids. But not just one set. Dozens of different families that all looked exactly like mine. The door creaked open and light spilled down the stairs. Daddy? My daughter called, but her voice echoed like there were multiple children speaking. I looked at the photos again. In every single one, I was smiling. That's when I realized I'd been here before. Many times. I'd killed many families. I'd listened to these tapes before. I was the prototype. David, come upstairs, my wife said sweetly. Bring the knife. It's time to start again. I walked toward the stairs, knife in hand, knowing exactly what I had to do. Just like Dad taught me. Just like I'd done hundreds of times before.